I love this next dream from Tara. It's about how we come here in groups but have individual paths. Our journeys on the physical plane are unique to each of us, yet we came here as part of a group and all have a place in the big picture. Now, I don't mean everybody on the earth plane is in one group. There are multiple groups around the earth plane, but the groups are large, and we tend to reincarnate within these groups and stick with them over and over and over and over, because we have learned to trust people in these groups, or to have issues with some of them because of past lives. And that, let's say, default feeling about a person is used by our guides in the planning stages of our lives. Anyway, let's have a look at the dream. She calls it unpleasant interactions. She says, I have several friends staying the night at my house, but I'm a little unprepared with mattresses and bedding. Ali tells me she's cold, that the blanket that she used the previous night didn't cover her fully. I'm with a guy who I'm sort of starting to date, and we're going shopping for blankets. Two of the people who spend the night needed blankets, but in my mind it's actually mattresses, not a blanket, or maybe a mattress cover that I'm looking for. We're on a rooftop of a parking garage, and there are stores below us. We will take an escalator down to each store. I'm trying to figure out where to go. There are people around, and I see a guy who was the speaker at an event I attended last month. He's holding up a sign looking for donations for some social cause. I decided to introduce the guy I'm with, but when I approached the social justice guy, he is strange and reluctant to acknowledge me. I tried to make the introduction, but I can't remember the name of the guy I'm dating. So I say, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. We move on, and it occurs to me that the perfect place to go is TJ Maxx to get the mattress covers. We go down in a very crowded elevator. There are lots of teenage kids dressed up. They're all going to a group photo shoot of their entire class. In the elevator, there's a pair of twin girls dressed identically. They remind me of her friend's girls with dark black hair. And she has, in brackets, twins who were so shy as teenagers they wouldn't answer you when you spoke to them. They're wearing dressy black pants and a small floral print blouse. One of them is talking about someone who's part of the yearbook team. In the distance, looking down through the elevator, I see the setup where they are getting their photos taken in a huge open area, I think indoors, but in a massive space. There is the outline of a Christmas tree filled with bleachers that the kids will stand on for the photo. And that's the dream. Now, I probably should have broken that up because it's a little bit longer than I expected it to be. But here we go. So there is more than one theme in this dream, and I'll point out both. Some time ago on the show, I did a dream with lots and lots of themes. They're always in dreams. There's always more than one theme. I usually stick with one and then pull in some of the others that are relevant. But here, they seem a little bit different, so I'm going to point them out. So starting at the top of the dream, I have several friends staying the night at my house, but I'm a little unprepared with mattresses and bedding. And we know that she talks about a guy she's dating. So that's one part of the dream is going to be about her dating, her being on the dating scene. And then another part of it is about our spiritual side, and the mattresses fit in for both of these. Because mattresses, especially when they're not in a normal bedroom, are about our spiritual side. Because when we sleep, we leave our bodies and go to the astral plane. Well, frequently do. And we're very aware of the spirit world then. So the time when we're most aware of the spirit world is during sleep. So two themes, and I'll point out both themes. And she says she's unprepared. So the unprepared means that she's not really prepared when it comes to relationships. There's something she's got to do to fix where she's at. But it's also showing her what life is about. This dream shows her as part of like, well, this is going to help you fix this issue when you understand essentially that we're all at different levels. That's really the punchline at the end of this dream. So see if you can see it before I say it to you. But I've already read it out. So she says, Ali tells me she's cold, that the blanket that she used the previous night didn't cover her fully. So blankets are about protection. We don't like them in dreams, even if it's a cold house in a dream. The fact that it's cold is also a problem. That's something you need to do. So you're trying to protect yourself when you shouldn't be trying to protect yourself. I am with a guy who I'm sort of starting to date, and we're going shopping for blankets. No way, don't do that. So You definitely don't want to look for ways to protect yourself when you meet a new potential partner. 2 of the people who spend the night needed blankets. Again, 2s show up in dreams. I always say it's channeling. This dreamer knows she's a channel, but it's also a number for relationships because there's a couple in a relationship. You say, but in my mind, it's actually mattresses, not a blanket. Well, that's much better. Or maybe mattress covers that I'm looking for. Mattress covers aren't great. We don't want you having a mattress cover either. That's like, I want something to get in between me and the perfect relationship, or in between me and my soul, if we look at the mattress being about your spiritual side. You say, we're on a rooftop of a parking garage and there are stores below us. So this rooftop is going to be about you in the spirit world. We will take an escalator down to each store. And that's about coming to the earth plane. Moving from spirit world or high location down. It's usually an elevator in a dream, but escalator's fine. Even walking down the stairs is about moving from the spirit world to the physical. I'm trying to figure out where to go. There are people around, and I see a guy who was the speaker at an event I attended last month. He's holding up a sign looking for donations for some social cause. So he's a guide in the dream because he's a speaker. And he's looking for donations. He wants people to give him money. You're everybody in the dream. So he wants you to give him money. He wants you to invest in your masculine side in order to improve your ability in social situations, because you said it's for some social cause. We also know he's a guide because he's holding a sign. Guides give you signs all the time. I decided to introduce the guy I'm with, but when I approach the social justice guy, he is strange and reluctant to acknowledge me. So this is the issue you've got to fix. Dad not acknowledging you for who you are. Doesn't matter. He may have acknowledged you if you did certain things. And all that does is train you to be kind of like a performing monkey. If I do this that Dad likes, I will get acknowledgement. If I'm intellectual, because you're on the rooftop in this dream. So if I'm intellectual, Dad will give me recognition. But if I'm just me, Dad won't recognize me at all. And so you need to work on the fact that you didn't get acknowledgement from Dad for you being the way you are. And it's super important, because when you're in a relationship, you don't want to change who you are. You want to be yourself. You want to be able to be yourself. And we learn that trick to be ourselves, to be comfortable being ourselves around men when Dad allows us to be ourselves. So the issue you're hitting, this dream is saying, is Dad not acknowledging you for who you are. And so when you are in a relationship or selecting from the choice in the world of partners that could be there for you, you're not going to feel acknowledged. But it's not them, it's Dad. Fix that, and then you'll find a person who does acknowledge you. You say, I tried to make the introduction, but I can't remember the name of the guy I'm dating. Okay, so this again is, I don't really know my masculine side. You're everybody in the dream. This guy represents your masculine side, and you don't know his name. It also means you also don't know who your partner is yet, but both work. So I say, I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. So you're very suave in your own dream. Cool way you do that. We move on, and it occurs to me that the perfect place to go is TJ Maxx to get the mattress covers. I don't know a lot about TJ Maxx, but I do know it's a department store and it has lots of options in various different areas. So it's a good place to go then in a dream, especially with the name Max in it. So it's about improving. Don't like that you're getting covers, but it's a good store. We go down in a very crowded elevator. Okay, so there we go, the elevator. This is about birth. There are lots of teenage kids dressed up. They're all going to a group photo shoot of their entire class. So if you think about it, when you're in school and you go all the way through the years, when you get to the teenage years, like, you see the differences in people. You see people changing and discovering who they are and dressing up particular ways that they wouldn't have done it as a 6-year-old or 7-year-old, especially if you've been in the same school all the way along. And so this dream is pointing out that everybody's coming down the elevator, coming from the spirit world, but everybody's different. And we'll see later on what they do with that. Everybody's different, but you come down in a group, even though everybody's different. In the elevator, there's a pair of twins. So we have the pair again. You and your partner are a pair. But it's also about channeling here. Twin girls dressed identically. They remind me of friends' girls with dark black hair. The twins who were so shy as teenagers, they wouldn't answer you when you spoke to them. So this, is this how you are or were? Were you so shy that you wouldn't talk to people, or you would never tell people how you really felt? Again, something you need to overcome, because in a relationship, it's all about sharing, and you have to share. You can't get into a relationship with somebody and say, I'm only going to tell them this, I'm only going to share this, and then when I get to know them better, I'll share more. You don't. You continue as you start, and then you get annoyed when you want to change and you can't change because you've kind of locked yourself into a place. Or if you change significantly and start sharing things that you held back in the past, he's like, well, who is this person? I didn't know you were into that, etc., etc. So you want to start with the way you intend to continue, being open. Don't give everything away on the first date, of course. It's all about timing and social interaction, which is really what this is saying. Like learning about yourself, enjoying the flirting, enjoying the experience of sharing. They were wearing dressy black pants and a small floral print blouse. Okay, so that's about fears with the black pants. Fears of emotional expression, because the floral print is, you say it's small. And that brings back to childhood. So in childhood, you didn't express yourself very well. You're a bit like the twins that you're talking about here. And so you need to fix that. One of them is talking about someone who's part of the yearbook team. In the distance, looking down through the elevator, and you say it's a glass one, I see the setup where they're getting their photos taken. So glass elevator tells us that you have a strong intuition, and you should listen to that. Let your intuition tell you. So you get information about things out of nowhere. You already know this. But you see the setup where they're going to get their photos taken. It's a huge open area. It's indoors, but it's a massive space. A bit like Max in the name TJ Maxx. So this says, look, there is enormous room for you to grow in a relationship and on the earth plane, spiritually and so on. Like, really, you're talking about describing a space here that has so little limitation. I really like it. You say there's the outline of a Christmas tree. Christmas trees are going to be about birth, because Christmas is about the birth of Jesus. So fits in there. A Christmas tree filled with bleachers that the kids will stand on for the photo. And so this is the group part. You came here with a group of people, and they're all going to stand on the bleachers for the photo. And this is the part that shows us that everybody in the group is at a different level. So you're at one level, which is really high, where you can see because of the massive space and the growth that you're being shown in your dream. But everybody is at a different level, and we're meant to interact at different levels. There was a part of the dream, I feel like I skipped it earlier, but you say there was stores that you go down to. And when I was talking to the dreamer, she said each one had its own escalator down. Each store had its own escalator down. So it's all about the multiple times that we come here. We come here to get something one time around, then we come back up to the spirit world, and then we go down again to another store. So stores are about supplying our needs. And so when we need something, we come again and we come again and come again. And here now, obviously, you're here to work with a very large group of people who are all at different levels. And that's okay. So we often see in dreams, they say specifically, this is what you're meant to work on, and you're to work with people in this niche. But you're to work with people in lots and lots of levels. And that's really cool. And that's what your dream means. But I love how it also shows us the way the spirit world designs our lives, and that we do come here as part of a group, because indeed we do. All right. That's my show for this week. I do hope you enjoyed it. Remember, we do have our Unlock the Wisdom of Your Higher Self event in October from the 7th to the 9th. Please go to dream-analysis.com/free if you want to get a ticket for that. There is a deposit, but it is refunded as soon as you show up at the event. That's it. See you next week. Thank you for watching this clip from the Dream Interpretation Podcast. If you want to hear the whole show, there's a link directly under this video. Please like and share with your friends, all of your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast at thedreaminterpretationpodcast.com. That's also where you can submit your dream to the show and have yours featured. You can also download my free dictionary that has thousands of symbols that will help you understand the meaning of your dreams. Thanks for listening.